you could be living a totally different life this time next year. So welcome back to Ethereaell, I'm Elle. This is a safe space, a platform for all things manifestation, goals, self-love and self-help. Today we're going to be talking about planning your dream year. So this method strategy that I'm going to be going through today can be used at any time of the year, for any project, any new fresh start, whatever you want. But I'm simply just going to apply this to a new year start, but this strategy can be used for any fresh start. This isn't a quick fix, it's a moving strategy. You're going to have to put some work in, and I want you to implement it and work with it throughout your journey. It's going to be in stages, so you'll know exactly where you're up to with your plan. All of these stages in this formula are important, otherwise I won't have put them in, because these are all essential blocks that we tend to miss out in our manifesting journey. A lot of manifestation is spoken about as make your goal, go get it, stay inspired, align. But how? How do we do that? So today I've brought that down into 5 crucial steps for you. And as long as you follow each of those individual sections, stages, with a good amount of heart and put a lot of effort into it, you will definitely manifest your goals. I can promise you that. This is literally the manifestation process broken down into literal stages with a literal homework for you to complete. You just literally need to go and complete that homework. And don't forget, like, we can sometimes follow things and they don't happen how we're supposed to. That is also manifesting. It weren't supposed to happen that way because it's going to happen better. With manifesting as well, things can sometimes feel like they're going backwards. That is also a good thing because it means that bad things are being removed out of your life. That's your releasing period. Bad friends will just disappear. Bad habits will just disappear because you don't align with them anymore. So that is also a good thing. So grab a pen and paper because we are going to be covering a lot of stuff today and giving you a solid strategy on how you can manifest your dream life. So let's get into it. So the stages and the areas that we're going to talk about today. I'm going to firstly call this our renew strategy because you can use this strategy whenever you're trying something new, you're renewing a new year, renewing a new plan. We'll talk about the stages in this video. They are declutter, reflect, plan, release and review. So before we even begin to entertain, to take a step forward into next year, to make any plans for this new plan, we need to do step 1. Step 1 in our strategy is declutter and organize. You are not clearing before you create. You are creating from chaos. Okay? We need to declutter everything from our wardrobe space to our car, our room, our house. And I'm not just talking like physical clutter, but also your phone, your laptop, notes, pictures, app, email, your socials. We declutter all of it. We're getting rid of our old life. I also want you to organize. I need you to organize your space. It's getting rid of things, but let's keep that space also organized as well. And you'll be surprised just how much more time you have when you work in an organized space. So why is this actually important? This is important because if we are serious about setting powerful intentions and manifesting amazing things, firstly, we need to clear out the old. I bet you hold on to clothes you may wear or possessions just in case. But whilst you're holding on to your old possessions, there's no space for new energy to come in. We don't want to align with the old version of us. We are here to align with a new, better, improved version of us. And that means ridding ourselves of old energy, stagnant energy. So this isn't going to be like a quick 1-minute thing. It may take even you a couple of months to do this, to totally clear out. But you will find when you start to clear out spaces, you'll fill with inspiration. And inspo is going to flow to you. Clear space is also the best thing for productivity, for discipline. We have no sideshows, no distractions going on because it's clean, clear and organized. You're not searching for things. You're not scrolling through your phone trying to find that video or that picture for your content. You're not, when you're picking out your outfit in the morning, you're not going through a whole wardrobe of things you probably aren't ever going to wear again. Like finding your gym supplements. You're not rummaging through the cupboard like, where's this vitamin or where's that? These are just examples, but I'm showing you how, like, if you have an organized space, it saves you time. It might save seconds, but throughout the day you'll have 1 extra precious minutes that you can use that time with more productively. It will just make the flow of your day quicker and easier. You're less likely to get frustrated too. Say you really want to go to the gym. Imagine you feel so flustered because you can't find the right outfit, or you can't find your water bottle, or where did I throw my gym bag, or where's that protein powder that I desperately want? Whilst you're scrambling around trying to get things, you're already in an irritable mood for the gym. So you're going to go to the gym and you may feel like, ugh, and you haven't got that clear head that you need. Another thing I want you to do is remove people on your following. People who make you feel any sort of negative way. Do they make you feel self-conscious? Remove them. The future you isn't insecure. She's powerful and she's strong. I want you to clear out your emails and make space for that email that you're desperately waiting for. The email you're manifesting with a job offer or an opportunity. I want you to clear up your phone notes so that you have space to fill it with inspirational ideas, new content ideas. And this is why we need to start here, okay? We need to get rid of much of the old us as possible. We need to organise the current us, and we need to prepare our space for the future us. Okay, stage number 2. We're cleared out, there is no clutter, we've organised a nice free-flowing environment to get creative in, and we have a clear mind now to actually move forward and think about what we want to do. So now we need to do stage 2, which is reflect. What it is I want you to reflect on is your previous year, your previous self, whatever the new start is, reflect on the previous. I'm going to give you 5 questions or prompts, and you can adapt them to however you feel it fits you best. You can either journal on them, you could write them in your notes, you could do a mind map, you could get really creative, whatever you prefer. But I want you to spend some time doing this. Spend some time with these questions. Don't just write a quick answer for the sake of answering it, because this info is going to be crucial in our planning stages. I'm going to put them up on the screen now, so make sure to screenshot. Okay, so the first one is the 3 biggest lessons you have learned in the past year and the positive impact from them. What have you learned from them? What are these lessons here? What have they been here to teach you? Lessons, we always learn something from them. 5 things you have been the most grateful for this year. Write down the goals that you have accomplished this year. How do you feel about your progression this year? Are there any goals you have put on hold or decided not to pursue anymore? Okay, so why is this important? This is important because we need to reflect upon what went wrong so that we don't do that again. We need to reflect upon the things that have gone right, the progress that we've made, the lessons that we've learned, so we can put that into practice the next following year. Stage 3, planning. Now we're actually going to start planning our year. I'm going to break this stage into 3 stages. Your vision statement, planning your goals, and then creating habits. Right, number 1 in this section is vision statement. Right, firstly we need to create a vision statement. A vision statement essentially is you writing in first person, in present tense, what your life looks like, but in a year's time. You in a year's time. What are you doing? What are you wearing? What time do you wake up? What does your day look like? I want detail. I want lots of detail. I want you to write down everything you can imagine yourself doing. For example, I'm waking up today at 5 a.m. I reach out for my phone to switch off the alarm. I really value my mornings. I'm the most productive in the morning. I love waking up early because I feel energized for the day. And I make my bed, I get changed out of my blue satin pajamas straight away so I'm not tempted to go back to sleep. So I just created a very detailed scenario right there and then, because that's quite easy to align to, isn't it? You even know what pajamas you're wearing. Obviously, the details are more for a creative, fun, flow-free aspect. So, write your vision statement. I personally prefer to do this for each aspect of my life, like family, career, gym, blah, blah, blah. But you can also write it as just one big story, including all of those elements. The more you write it like a story with all that creative detail, your creativity will flow more and more, and you'll begin to realize what it is you actually want to create with your vision, with your future. Because remember, we must see it and imagine it first before we have it. So get carried away with that, make it super creative, write your vision statement. You, in 1 year's time, in present tense, what are you doing? Your whole day, what does it look like in different areas of your life, different aspects? Okay, I want to know all of it. Spend some time with that. We are creating our future here, so this is important. Okay, so part 2 of stage 3, the planning stage, is goals and an action plan. So we now need to create our goals from our vision statement. We know what we want our life to look like, so from that we need to pick out the goals of what we need to do and reach in order to live that life. Are you with me so far? We can break that down into specific goals, but we need an action plan. We need steps in order to make sure we do that. What would the steps be to your goals? I'm going to show you one here for an example. We need the steps in order to actually make it a reality. These are all little steps that are preparing you for that goal, and that goal then aligns with your vision statement. Do you see how we are creating simply just from planning? That vision statement, that story we first originally wrote, has now got steps to how to get there. So I find that it personally helps me having a diary, because I actually break my goals down and pencil the stages into my diary weekly. But however you prefer to do it, write it on your notes, your laptop, a Word document, but you need to write your goals down. They're not up here, we're not storing up here, write them down. Writing down your goals is so important. You can constantly reread them, remind yourself of those goals, come back to them and see how far you are progressing. Create a list for goals of the year. You could break this further down into goals for the month, goals for the week. As long as you are following those individual steps, you are going to reach that goal. And then the third and final thing in this stage is our habits. The way we stick to our goals is implementing them into our everyday life and creating habits out of them. We need to break our goal down into things that we often can do. So we need to add a timeline to those action steps to make it a habit. Something that you do every day, every other day. What do you do? Once you create and form that habit, you're going to keep doing it. And when you keep doing it, you're ticking them action plan steps off. And when you're ticking their action plan steps off continuously, you are ticking that goal off. An example of this would be, if your goal is to build some muscle mass in the gym, habits you may want to form would be exercise every other day, track your macros and calories, or maybe take a certain type of supplement every morning. There are steps, but when we add a timeline to it, so every morning, every other day, every da-da-da, it becomes a habit. So when it's constantly carried out, a habit becomes the small little building blocks that are going to create that big goal that we want. Don't ever underestimate your habits. Ever. They are the foundation in which your goals are built upon. Goals require consistency. They require habits to keep you consistent, because it's consistency that gets us anywhere. You can do things once. You can do things every so often. Your habits are what keep you doing it all the time. They keep you on track, and that is how we reach those big goals that we want. Ways to stay on top of your habits, because it's not always easy. You know, our brain gets a bit full. Like I said, writing it down helps. There are apps you can use, such as the Habit app, which I'll show you now. This is one I use. It's really good because it reminds you when you've not done it. It gives you a streak so that you want to keep doing it, because you get that little dopamine fix and you don't want to break your streak. You could have an accountability partner, such as a friend who maybe texts you to check that you've done that, or somebody who does a certain habit with you. For example, do you go on a walk every day? Do they walk every day with you so you both have to do it and keep each other in check? So make sure you've got your vision statement, your goals, with your action plan and your habits in check so that you're going to have a super abundant year. This planning phase, all stages are crucial, but this planning phase, you need to nail it. You need to have exactly what you want in mind, because if you don't know what you want, how are you going to get it? If you don't know how stages are, how are you going to get it? And if you don't stay at it consistently every day with your habits, how are you going to get it? You can't just write a goal down and be like, yep, I'll figure it out next year. No, we're going to plan it and we're going to get it. This is how we manifest. This is how we manifest our dream life, by planning what we are getting and planning how we're going to get there and planning how to stick at it. Okay, stage 4 in our strategy to manifest our dream life. Stage 4 is release. Moving on from our planning stage is the release stage. I want you to release anything that doesn't align with that version of you you've just planned, with that future self you want to be. This can include limiting beliefs, bad habits, toxic people, and environments. This is now getting into the nitty-gritty of it. If we want our dream life, we truly need to believe in it. If we don't believe in our goals, we're not going to achieve them. We're just not. We have to believe in what we want and what we are going to do. Because if we don't believe it, we're not going to go and do it. And with manifestation, we need to believe wholeheartedly that goal's for us and that we can align to that goal. We need to release any limiting beliefs we have surrounding our goals. I do have a full video on this, which I will link below. This video has so many amazing strategies, lots of different strategies that you can try out, see which ones work for you to release limiting beliefs and negative thoughts. But for the purpose of this video, I'm going to just show you one of my favourite ways of releasing limiting beliefs. Firstly, identify any beliefs you have about yourself. I like to do this in my journal, so I'm going to show you my journal. This actually is my personal journal where I write all my insecurities and things in there, so I'm really outing myself here. But can you see I have a list of things that I want to release that I believe about myself. These limiting beliefs are things that I think are holding me back from attaining my goals and getting my goals. For example, I don't have the confidence to do it, there's so many people doing it, I should have started sooner, etc. And then, can you see, I give them their own individual pages and write out why I released that limiting belief. So, let's read one out for you guys. I don't have the confidence to do it. So I replied to myself, why? Confidence is built upon time and practice. Of course I won't feel confident at first, no one ever does. Confidence is built with consistency. But just enjoy being a learner, with new feats to face, with new challenges, because remember how good that buzz feels when you complete something that you was nervous about? That's what this is about. Challenging myself, pushing myself out of my comfort zone, building, growing, changing and evolving into the best version of me I can be. So not having the confidence at first isn't a bad thing. It's fun, new and exciting. It's also amazing to see how far I've grown. I don't want to be the same forever. And the only way to grow my confidence is by doing new things and pushing myself out of my comfort zone. And to do that is confidence. I am confidence. I am confident. So I release this limiting belief. Okay? So I thought that not having confidence was something that held me back. So I just wrote to myself why I released this limiting belief. So that is something you need to do around your goals. Identify what limiting beliefs that you have that are stopping you from pursuing your goals, and you need to eradicate them. Okay, we're on the final stage of our renew strategy, and this is number 5. Number 5 is review. Finally, we've done all the inner work. We have planned, we've decluttered, we've done all the steps we need to have our beautiful year shape up how we want it to be. There's just one thing we are missing, and that is we need to periodically review our goals. We need to check every so often, whether that be monthly, 3-monthly, weekly, whatever timeline works with your goals, whether we are on the right track, whether we are straying and need to get back on the right track, whether we want to completely disregard that goal altogether because we don't feel like it's something we really truly want now we're into it. We may want to disregard that goal altogether. Maybe we want to re-steer it onto a different path. or have a totally new, different goal. We're only going to figure that out if we review our progress and where we are up to. Also, when checking on our progress, we can see whether we are missing out crucial steps. We could have completely smashed that goal, and we now need to create an even bigger goal and make an even bigger action plan for it. Or perhaps our habits weren't really aligning to our goal and they needed tweaking a little. We're only going to find this out if we are reviewing things, and review it as often as you feel necessary. If it's a huge goal, maybe you only need to review it 6 monthly. If it's a small goal, maybe you need to review it daily. But essentially, this is part of my manifesting magic formula that I truly believe has always worked for me. You need to check yourself every so often. You need to check who you're aligning with. Are you aligning with the right version of you? And are you aligning with those goals? Also, only by looking back do we truly see how far we've come. And we can use that exciting growth energy as motivation to spur us on forward and to keep us going. So we do need to keep looking back for the purpose of checking where we're up to check if it's what we still want, to check if there's something we need to maybe alter or change. But also, by looking back and reviewing, it motivates us even more. If we look back and go, wow, when I planned this goal, I didn't even think I could get it, and now I've done tick, 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 and I've come so far, that spurs you on to carry on, to keep going, to go that little further, to go that bit extra. So, reviewing. So, essentially that was my renew strategy, that was my manifestation strategy. And I'm going to really quickly summarise those stages for you. We started with number 1, which was the decluttering and organising stage. We declutter, organise our space, mind, devices, house, car, everything around us so that we can have space for a fresh start, more productivity and more creativity and flow can come to us because we're not surrounded by clutter and trying to figure things out before we actually do something. Number 2, we then reflected upon our previous year, previous goal, whatever, to see what went right, what went wrong and what we learned so that we know what to take forward with us and what to leave in the past. Then stage 3 was planning. We planned the upcoming year by firstly creating a vision statement of what we envisioned to happen. Then we made specific goals. With those specific goals, we created an action plan. And from that action plan, we created habits that would suit those goals. Number 4, we released anything that didn't align with this, such as bad habits, limiting beliefs, negative people, toxic environments or influences around us. And then finally, number 5, we reviewed our progress. We have to constantly check back, see whether we're going in the right direction, what we are learning, whether this is something we still want to do, and also look back to be like, go you, look at how far you've come, and use that energy as motivation to keep manifesting. So, thank you so much for watching today. I hope you can implement this strategy into your manifestations. This is a solid strategy. I wholeheartedly believe this strategy. When done properly, you can truly manifest your dream life, dream year, and dream goals, whatever you want. Please give it some time. Make sure you are doing those stages and them steps in immense detail so that you know exactly what it is that you want and exactly how you're going to get it. And you're reviewing it, planning it, organising it to the best of your ability. Because if you want the best manifestations you can get, you need to do all the work to get it. We aren't just going to be blessed with these fruitful, abundant lives unless we actually think, what can I do to get that? So I've been Elle. Thank you so much for watching us at Ethereaell over here. And Ethereaell is just my way of saying Ethereaell by Elle, which is why it's spelled the way it is. Everybody can have a beautiful, ethereal, angelic life filled with self-love, confidence, motivation and manifestation. And that is what we are here as a platform to do. I am here to motivate you and make sure you know you can get that. You can manifest anything into your life. And I am here to keep telling you, reminding you on the days where you feel like you're going to slip. On the days where you need more, I'm going to be here to remind you, and I'm going to give you all the tips, advice and anything that I can to help you with that. So Thank you so much for watching. Please leave a like, a comment, or share this with a friend who may need this right now. Mwah.